21 station project, which has been opposed by the public. But the people impacted on do not necessarily understand the functional connections of the market economy and its moral quality. I have once, or often in fact, said that competition is more solidarity relevant than sharing, and I've been quoted occasionally, or private property is more socially minded than common property. These are things that are counterintuitive for your economic layman. And the man on the street belongs to the economic layman just as much as the highly educated art historian. These are people who do not deal with economic issues daily. These economic lay people, as empirical studies have shown, suffer from serious consequences, or rather suffer from positive and moral errors of judgment with serious consequences. But they very much define and shape public opinion, published opinion, and politicians. Populism, the result is an erosion of identification with the market economy, which is my premise. And in a climate such as this, it becomes increasingly difficult for companies to successfully pursue their core business, and I think this is one of the serious disadvantages of Germany as an industrial location. It is therefore in companies' own interest to invest in changing the mindset of large sections of the population and many politicians as well, even in the conservative parties. But the problem is that many people are not complaining about the market economy because of ideological prejudices, but they're doing so because they truly believe it is the case, and they complain about the market economy as neoliberalism. Often you have artists, writers, teachers, journalists, members of the church, representatives of NGOs lending their voices to these opinions. And I'm not insulting these groups of people, ladies and gentlemen, quite the opposite. They represent indispensable capital for our modern societies. These people cannot understand these things because the functional connections and the market quality of market economy, competition, and the pursuit of profit have not been discussed sufficiently for the past 40 years or communicated. So if you get as a response to the moral problems that you have with the market economy, references to economic efficiency, you feel affronted, you feel provoked, and quite rightly so. Therefore, I believe that in their own interest, companies must get involved in the whole process of raising awareness and communicating about the moral economy and their own morals, or the market economy, sorry, and their own moral. They have, in addition to a responsibility for their actions and a responsibility for the regulatory framework, also a responsibility to communicate. And they must do justice to these responsibilities. I thought long and hard about whether I should use the term responsibility for communication. Perhaps responsibility for discourse is more the issue, because top people from companies have said if you say responsibility for communication, then the whole trade and industry will understand PR, corporate communications, or public relations. So we're going to say responsibility for discourse. And they must do justice, and they can only do justice to this responsibility for discourse if they acquire competencies in the field themselves, or buy in competencies in this field, or support them in some other way. I am the head of a very small foundation in Wittenberg, the Foundation Center for Global Ethics. We do things like this, and we discuss this with members of trade and industry. You may remember that in late November we had some captains of industry that we presented a guidance, if you like, for corporate responsibility. We chaired this session in the foundation, and the representatives worked on this, and it has been signed by 35 different companies, from Ackermann to Zetsche, A to Z. Ackermann himself presented it. But what's decisive here, and it was Ackermann himself who said that it's not this vision statement that is so decisive, because this could just be some kind of PR assignment and nothing more. But what's decisive here is that the journalists, and he appealed to them to do this, should ask him in 2 years' time what has changed in the last 2 years since this vision statement has been signed. So the report in 2 years' time is perhaps more interesting, and not the presentation of the vision statement itself. So this is part of the work that we do. It becomes increasingly important to have expertise in these issues, and this is an issue that is close to my heart. It is particularly important because the advocates of a market economy, regulatory order, often use arguments in the public discourse which actually support their opponents. To put it in football terms, the defenders keep shooting on goals. Now, one thing I've already talked to you about, the understanding of the social component of a social market economy. If the social part basically acts as a corrective force because market economy itself is immoral, then you are shooting own goals and are well behind. Such serious mistakes and problems in argumentation don't exactly instill confidence in market economy. If corporate social responsibility is to be factored into the strategy of corporate management in this way, then companies will have a better basis on which to respond to the large range of requests for support that they get. Not simply to say, and I'm responsible for acquiring money myself for our foundation. So the response was, we don't have any money, our budget is earmarked. This is not a very good response. You have to come up with a well-founded strategic response. And this is something that they can have if they have a concept like this. That is, the boundary for the support of non-profit activities must be set out such that a further expansion of these activities no longer strengthens the main responsibility of the company, but weakens it, the main responsibility being, of course, their core business, i.e. presenting good, cheap, innovative products and services for society. Anything that impacts negatively on this sets out the limits. You cannot go beyond this. And this obviously allows you a great scope for responsibility. There are two colleagues that I must mention this concept, this basic concept of the limits of the support, where the company's activities are impacted on, come from Nick Lin He, who teaches in Mannheim, and the example I'd like to give you comes from Markus Beckmann, who teaches at the Lüneburg University, and we awarded both of these the Max Weber Economic Award last year. And the example is such. And you have to report to your core business that you have to acquire. Near Dresden, for example, there are a number of IT companies based there, and they work in combating neo-Nazis and right-wing extremism. You might think this has nothing to do with their core business. It does seem to be indeed very far from their core business, and yet there is a clear connection. If you argue properly, these IT companies require the best minds in the world, and they're trying to attract them to Dresden. And if these best minds internationally encounter xenophobia and right-wing radicalism, this will impact hugely on their core business. So you see, you have to have ideas for creating connections between the two. And you have to make this clear to your shareholders. You have to have a CEO who's thought long and hard about all of this. Oh dear, I fear I've tormented you long enough, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm going to sum up now. The market economy with an appropriate regulatory framework is the best known instrument for achieving the solidarity of all human beings. It is an instrument, it's not a means in itself, it is the best instrument we have, but the best that we know so far,
Sie hat
hitherto
eine
known.
sittliche, eine
It
moralische
has a moral
Qualität.
quality.
Sie ist unter den Bedingungen moderner
Under
Gesellschaften,
the conditions
ich
of modern
zitiere nochmals
societies,
den
and I will
Papst,
quote the
der
Pope again here, it
institutionelle, wir
is
können
the
auch sagen politische
institutional, we
Weg der
can also say
Nächstenliebe.
political path of neighborly love.
Die empirischen Marktwirtschaften, die immer Defizite aufweisen, und das Klima
Improve
für
the
die
empirical market
marktwirtschaftliche
economy,
Ordnung zu
which always
verbessern,
shows deficits, and to
sollten
improve
Unternehmen in
the
ihrem eigenen
climate
langfristigen
for
Interesse zusätzlich
market
zur
economy
traditionellen
regulatory frameworks.
Handlungsverantwortung
Companies need to
auch eine
offensively take on
Ordnungsverantwortung und eine Diskursverantwortung
their
offensiv
responsibility,
übernehmen und geeignete Formen für
which goes above and
diese
beyond
Arten von
traditional
Verantwortung
responsibility
entwickeln.
for
Das
acting,
ist deswegen von
namely it
essentieller
includes a
Bedeutung, weil
responsibility
die
for regulatory frameworks
Funktionszusammenhänge
and
und die
also
normative
a
Qualität der
responsibility for
Marktwirtschaft
contributing to the
unseren
discourse.
überkommenen moralischen Intuitionen aus unserer
This is
Sozialisation
because
und aus
it
der
is key
Tradition
that the functional
scheinbar
connections and
diametral
normative quality
widersprechen.
of the market economy diametrically seem to be diametrically opposed to our
scharfer
traditional
Wettbewerb
moral
bringt auch
intuition
unsolidarisch.
of most people, namely
Es
that
gibt bislang nur eine
competition is
einzige
immoral.
Stellungnahme einer
There's only
kirchlichen
one
Denkschrift,
church
die
document
normativ für
that
scharfen Wettbewerb
is in
plädiert.
favor
Das
of
ist die Denkschrift der EKD
strong
von
competition.
2008,
That is the 2008
Unternehmerisches Handeln in evangelischer
German
Perspektive.
Protestant Church
Und auf
Declaration,
dem anschließenden Kirchentag in
and
Bremen
at the church
haben
congress
Leute
in
von
Bremen
Bischof Huber,
afterwards,
massive
once this
Kräfte
was
von
stated,
Bischof Huber verlangt, die Denkschrift zurückzunehmen.
many
Genau deswegen.
requested that he
In der
take this
katholischen
back.
Kirche gibt es keine
Mr. Huber,
normativ positive
the Catholic Church doesn't have a single
Ich komme jetzt
positive
noch mal gleich auf die
statement on
katholische
competition, and I'll say more about the
Nämlich,
Catholic Church in a
meine Damen
minute.
und Herren, wie tief, wie abgrundtief unsere moralischen Vorbehalte gegen zentrale
Just to
Prinzipien
give you
der
a sense of
Marktwirtschaft, nämlich
how
gegen
deeply our
Wettbewerb
moral
und
reservations
Gewinnsstreben
are
sitzen
against the
in unserer
key
Kultur.
principles of the moral economy,
Ihnen an
i.e.
meiner
principles such as
Lieblingsgeschichte
competition
deutlich
and the pursuit of
Den
profit is
Anfang
something
kennen
I'd
Sie
like to
alle.
explain to you
Ich spinne diese
using
Geschichte
a
ökonomisch
particular
inspiriert und
story,
ethisch
which I would like to
reflektiert
take a few steps
Und
further
jeder von Ihnen mag
with
bei sich
economic
selbst
inspiration,
überprüfen, wie tief diese
ethically reflected. You can
Intuitionen
perhaps
bei
all
Ihnen
go away
verankert sind.
and think about how deeply
Meine
present
Damen
this
und Herren, es ist
intuition
die
is in
Geschichte
your own
vom
hearts. It
heiligen
is the
Martin.
story, ladies and gentlemen, of St. Martin.
Bekanntlich trifft der heilige Martin in kalter
Now,
Winternacht
we
auf
know
einen
the story.
frierenden
St.
Bettler.
Martin meets a
nimmt kurzerhand
freezing
sein
beggar in a
Schwert,
cold winter night, takes his
zerteilt seinen
sword,
Mantel und gibt die eine Hälfte dem
slices
Bettler.
his coat in two, and gives half to the
Diese
beggar.
Geschichte wird nicht nur Kindern, sondern
This is a
auch
story that's
Erwachsenen
not
als
just
Ideal von
told
menschlicher
to children, but
Solidarität
also to
von
adults as an
Nächstenliebe
ideal
heute
of
noch präsentiert.
solidarity between man,
Nun meine
neighborly
Fortsetzung.
love. But let me
Vermutlich
take this
haben dann
step.
beide gefroren,
Let me take this a step further. I would imagine that
theoretische
both
Begründung
men
lautet,
froze,
weil Martin den Mangel
and
nur
basically it's
gleich
the case that
verteilt
what Martin did
hat, aber keinerlei
was
Anstalten gemacht hat,
divide
den Mangel zu
want
beseitigen.
equally, but didn't do anything to
Unter
try to eliminate
kapitalistischen
this
Bedingungen
want.
hätte eine
Now, under
Mantelfabrik errichtet,
capitalist conditions, he would have
dem
set
Bettler
up
und
a
anderen Bettlern
coat
Arbeit
factory,
gegeben, damit diese sich
given
die
this
Mäntel
beggar and
selber
other
kaufen
beggars
können.
work, so that they could go and buy
Dabei hätte er
coats.
selbst noch Gewinn
And
gemacht.
he would have made profit in the process.
Doch dann, und das ist die
But
Pointe,
then, and
wäre er
this
gewiss
is the
nicht heilig
punchline,
gesprochen worden.
he would certainly not have been canonized.
Die katholische Kirche,
The
die das
Catholic Church,
Institut
the
der
Institute
Heiligsprechung
of
kennt,
Canonization,
hat noch nie einen Unternehmer
that carries
heilig
out
gesprochen,
canonization, has never once canonized
geschweige
an
denn einen
entrepreneur,
Manager,
certainly not a manager,
obwohl sie es heute
although
sind,
they are the
die
ones
die
in
Hungernden
today's world
speisen
who
und die
feed the
Nackten
hungry and
bekleiden.
clothe the naked.
Wer nach Gewinn
Anyone pursuing
strebt, kann in
profit
unserer abendländisch-christlichen
in our
Kultur seit
Christian
über
defined culture
2500 Jahren
for the last
kein
2,500
moralisches
years
Vorbild sein.
cannot
Das
be
ist
a moral
einfach nicht
example.
denkbar.
This is just
So tief
incomprehensible. This is how
sind die moralischen
deeply
Vorbehalte
anchored
gegen
our
das Gewinnstreben
moral
in unserer
reservations against the
abendländischen
pursuit
Kultur
of
verankert.
profit are in our
Wir
society.
leben alle in und von der
We all live
Marktwirtschaft
in and
und
from
wir
the
leben
market
nicht
economy,
schlecht davon,
and we don't live
aber in
badly
unseren
from it.
moralischen
But in
Emotionen,
our
in
moral
unseren moralischen
emotions and
Intuitionen
intuitions, we have
sind
not
wir
made
in
much
dieser
progress
Marktwirtschaft bis heute
in this
nicht angekommen.
market economy. We have not yet
Ich danke Ihnen für Ihre
arrived in this
Geduld.
market economy. I'd like to thank you for your attention.